Episode 50 with Donna. How are you this morning? It snowed last night. They do say do not plant before Mother's Day. And it was about an inch of snow. And it's 44 degrees. So you will see me with my extra layer. Heavy fleece, extra layer. 44 out there right now. It's supposed to be 56. Not laying by the pool. So this is going to be overlooked details that can change everything. The small detail that changes the whole story. Sometimes it's not a big record. It's a small one. A middle name, a middle initial, a witness, a location note, an occupation. That one tiny detail that can shift an entire branch. The difference between stuck and breakthrough is often something very small. I was looking for an ancestor, and in 3 documents, I had 3 different names. The first name was a first and last name. The second was a first middle initial and a last name. And the third one was a first, middle, and last name. It turned out that the middle name and the initial were the same. So I ran with that information. I was able to find documentation that proved that that middle name was correct, and I was able to move on from there. I had gone several years without having that information, so it opened up a whole another branch, as it says. Why we skip over what matters most. When we are searching, we tend to scan instead of read, look for names and not context, rush to the next hint. I hate to say this, but that's true. I was like, oh, okay, I've got the mom and dad. That's verified. Who are their children? Now, my relative, I work up, or backwards, I guess you'd say. I'm working up in the tree. And so I'll get the mom and dad. I'll have already had, I'll have the person, then their mother and father, but then I want to see what their siblings are. And I can go down a rabbit hole. I mean, I could be there for hours. Did they get married? Did they have children? Well, this is a brother or a sister. Go through all those. In some of these years, in some of these branches, it wasn't 2 children. It might have been 8 children. 2 of them died. It might have been 10 children. 3 of them died. You have to verify everything. It's like, oh my goodness sakes. And I'm down the rabbit hole 2 or 3 days. So that's my Achilles heel kind of thing. I have to be careful, and I have to take a breath. And then what happens is if I do that, then I miss something that's right in front of me. Maybe I miss that middle name. Reading records more than once. Go back and refresh your memory. The first time you read a record, you see what you expect to see. The second time, you see more. Like looking at a census. You see the mom, the dad, the kids. You might actually pay attention to where it is they're living, what the address was. You'll want to see what the dad did as an occupation. Did they rent or own the home? Were all the children in school? And then you'll forget, wait, were adult children living with them? Were their spouses living with them? Did you recognize that? Did you make a conscious determination of how that family in that dwelling was existing? That makes a difference, and that can really help you. So experience changes what you notice, because the third time you see what was always there, and that is, it might have been a husband and wife. They're older, the son and the daughter-in-law, and their children, and that, I've had that happen more than once. Context is where the story lives. The real story is often in who was nearby, what was happening in that time and place, why something was recorded the way it was. We have already had that. Names give structure, context gives meaning. We've already had that, knowing that census takers, you didn't just get it in the mail or online like you do now, that they actually went door to door. And the person that filled it out was the census taker filling in the blanks, but it could have been the people weren't home. So the neighbor filled it in because the census taker did not want to have to go back to the dwelling. They wanted to get it all in one fell swoop. So, we have that perfect example of my grandfather, Norman Russell Kate, being a Katz, because that's the way the German lady filling it out, the census taker, that's the way she heard it. What she heard wasn't what was real. And they give you the opportunity to go back to the census, and I put in how it is that I knew that is because I knew the people themselves. So that was kind of cool. It doesn't ever hurt to go back to the censuses where your ancestors that you knew, you've met them, you've hugged them, you've talked to them, and you go in and you verify that their information at what you knew it is accurate, because a census taker isn't always accurate with spelling, names. Maybe the person next door goes, oh, that was Buddy. Buddy Johnson lived there. Like, no, it was Eldon Johnson, but Buddy is what they called him. So those kinds of things happened all the time. Real talk, the story you almost missed is often the one that matters the most, and I can agree with that. Sometimes the biggest discoveries aren't hidden. They're just waiting for us to slow down enough to see them. And that is the truth. Don't get so stuck down the rabbit hole that you don't realize what your real purpose is. I have notes, and I will make a note to myself when I've gone down the rabbit hole, why I originally went there and what I was looking for. Did I find what I was looking for down that rabbit hole? Not always. That's another journey down the right avenue to get the information I need. Do I always pick it up right away? No. Sometimes it's exhausting mentally to, you get to be squirrel and it's like, oh, something else takes my attention. Don't do that. Don't let that happen to you. I mean, it happens to me more often than I'd like to admit. But don't let that happen to you if you can help it, and stay on your path. Stay on what you need to have, and share it with other people. Share it with other family members so that they understand what the journey is that you're going through, and they can appreciate the information that you've gotten to be able to give them. Anyway, that's all my sage advice for today. I hope you're going to have a wonderful week. And I will, if you need any help, if you're having trouble or just want to a sounding board, I'm here, more than willing to help. Take care, and I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye-bye.